And welcome back. And technically, this is still Thanksgiving weekend, and there are millions of people struggling to get home today. And joining us to talk about that is Robert Sinclair from AAA. Happy Thanksgiving, Robert.
Thank you. All the best.
And you've been warning us for weeks that this was going to be a heavy travel season. More than 50 million, right?
More than 50, nearly 51 million, in fact, and the highest since 2005.
That's what I heard on the radio.
Yeah, more than 12 years.
Well, what's driving that?
The economy.
No pun intended.
Right. The economy. Things are much better. Household net worth is up, and incomes are up, job security, consumer confidence is up, and, you know, Americans get the fewest number of vacation days of any workers in the industrialized world.
That's
the Germans, the French, the Spaniards, the Italians, all doing better than us. So when we get like a free 4 days,
got to take it.
You got to take it.
So every last person that can do it is out there.
Is absolutely
traveling.
Yeah. 89% of the total that are traveling are driving, and 4.5 million from New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania.
And how far are they driving? Because you always keep track of that stuff too.
Yeah, generally we see that, believe it or not, Orlando, Florida is very popular from our area for a 4-day weekend. That's really hauling the mail, but very popular. Colonial Williamsburg, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach.
So the usual destination spots that people might want to do.
Yeah, if you look at the entire country, the warm weather destinations are the popular ones. Orlando, Anaheim, Honolulu, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
But most people do stay within 50 miles, generally speaking, because that's where their family lives in most cases, right?
Exactly. Usually it's it's going to be a 4 or 5 hour drive, so we're talking 200, 250 miles, something like that.
Well, we talk to you about this every year. Where does the infrastructure stand and the tax to support it? It's still in bad shape. We made any improvement in the last year?
No. The American Society of Civil Engineers issued a report earlier in the year, and I think the grade is still a D.
For the highways, the bridges, all of this.
But it's everything. It's bridges, it's tunnels, it's electrical grid, it's sewers, it's airports, it's ports.
Sooner or later, this bill is going to come due. We're going to see things actually fall down?
I worry that might be the case. And it doesn't necessarily have to be some big grand structure. It can be a highway overpass. Right. And if you drive around under some of these things, you can see there's a lot of rust.
You see stuff falling and they're propping it up.
Now, we've made great strides among big projects. We have a new Tappan Zee Bridge, or whatever they're calling it, a Kosciuszko Bridge, a Goethals Bridge. So we're doing great things. We're building a new LaGuardia Airport, but we can't concentrate on just the big things. We have to remember the little ones as well.
Well, you know, one of the things that's been proposed, and, you know, this used to be when we were kids, we'd watch the Jetsons, we'd have flying planes, and now self-driving cars.
Self-driving cars.
Which just a few years ago would have been unthinkable. But that has moved forward rapidly, has it not? The technology has now been proven, right?
Very rapidly. A lot of companies are either working in solo or concert with a couple others. We're talking about Uber and I forget, Google.
Lyft.
Lyft and another
Google.
company. Yeah, and Google. And GM has something called Cruise Automation. And their stock has gone up 60% this year because people think that it's really the best thing going, and that they'll probably be the first to come out with autonomous cars. And they're testing them in harsh environments like San Francisco.
And now most people say they can't imagine themselves ever doing this, and they wouldn't trust it.
Well,
surveys say. I mean, it's improving year by year, but there's still a majority saying, no, not for me.
Well, a lot of people like the technologies that will be in these vehicles, across traffic alert, the automatic braking, the lane change warning, all those kind of things. All those technologies will be inherent, part and parcel, in autonomous cars, but they have to work 100% of the time, and right 100%. Now, they're not.
Yeah, because we've had a couple incidents in the last year or so in which there have been accidents. Yeah. Because either they misinterpreted what another driver was going to do. Nothing actually didn't work as it was supposed to, but a wrong deduction was made by the computer brain.
Well, the famous crash of the Tesla down in the south. It saw the side of a trailer truck and thought it was the sky. Right. And unfortunately, the driver was relying 100% on the technology when he should not have been.
Well, now it's become a local issue because, you know, not to involve you in the politics, because that's not what your business is, but you had the governor saying within the next year we should try these out in New York City, and then the mayor, immediately Bill de Blasio, comes out and says, no, that would be dangerous. How in the world would these cars know what pedestrians and bicyclists are going to do? We have enough trouble figuring that out.
Right, and maybe testing these things in the challenging urban environment is not the place to go. It'd be far simpler to do it on a trailer truck, which is on the highway, and everybody's going in the same direction, no bicycles, no pedestrians, and in fact, one company I've read about is going to have an autonomous truck next year.
Wow.
But when you consider that 94% of all crashes are the result of some sort of driver error.
Humans. Right.
The human factor. It makes sense to be able to at least explore these things to see how they're going to work. I think part of the problem is, though, you've got all these different companies working on their own. You remember the space program, the Apollo project, that the government said, okay, you're going to build the LEM, you're going to build the command module, you're going to build the engines. So all the companies were given specific things to do. That's perhaps what we need
here, so that we could get a unified product that people could get behind and be a consensus. Exactly. Now, there has also been talk about maybe having a dedicated road for this. Would that work in congested places like this? Well, because, you know, if you could get people off the road, that would be great, wouldn't it?
It would be great. And where you should look to see where things are happening with this that really makes sense is China. They are building highways that have the electronics, the technology, the roadside electronics that could be able to guide these vehicles. It wouldn't just rely on the vehicle itself.
Well, that's a great idea.
Roadside equipment to be able to help guide the vehicle, and they're doing great things. There's a magazine called Thinking Highways and an associated website that talks about all this technology. And anytime they talk about the cutting edge of what's going on right now, it's China.
Well, we're out of time right now, but for folks who still haven't got home, Robert Sinclair says you'll get there eventually, right?
Get there, yeah. Hopefully you're left already.
Right. Happy holidays. Robert Sinclair from AAA, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back.